next we'll be learning what HTML attributes are. So what are HTML attributes? HTML attributes provides additional information about an HTML element, and they always come in name and value pairs. So we have the name and we're going to have the value. So right here we'll be looking at different HTML attributes. So first we'll be looking at the href attribute. So this href attribute is mostly used with the a tag, and it defines a hyperlink. The href attribute specifies the URL of the page the link should go to. So let's take, for example, I want the link to redirect me to YouTube. So I'm going to have in my href attribute, I'm going to have http youtube.com. so I want this to redirect me to YouTube when it is clicked. So we're going to go over our browser to see the changes. So when this is clicked, it will redirect me to youtube.com. So I'm having poor internet connection, so this is not going to be displayed. So I'm going to go over here, and when I click on it again, it's going to redirect me to youtube.com. So next we'll be learning what the SR attribute is and how to use the SRC attribute. So next we'll be learning the SRC attribute. The SRC simply stands for source, and it is widely used or mostly used with the img tag to embed an image in an HTML page. So we have our img and the source where we are getting the image from. So on my machine, I have in my local directory, I have the folder introduction to web development. I have my img folder, and I have a picture in the img folder. So I'm going to go over to my Visual Code Studio, and I'm going to start by typing the name of the folder where my image is. So I have the img, and the name of the picture is picture.png. so let's save this and see if it displays correctly on our web browser. So I'm going to go over here, and this is my image right here. So next we'll be looking at the width and height attribute. The width and height attribute is used in scaling up or scaling down an image. So I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to type width and height attribute. So I'm going to be scaling down the image to 150 pixels each. So I'm going to have the width, and I'm going to have 150, and I'm going to have the height as 150 pixel as well. So let me type pixel here. So I'm going to save it, and I'm going to go over my browser. So we have our image scaled down to 150 pixels. Next we'll be learning about the alt attribute. The alt attribute simply means alternative. So we want a text to be displayed when the image fails to load up or fails to show due to slow connection or an error in the SRC attribute. So here I'm going to be typing, this is bold image. So I'm going to be removing a letter from the picture. Then I'm going to save it and see the effects of the alt attribute. So I'm going to go over my browser. So our image is not displayed here due to a spelling error, and the alternative text is used instead. So we have, this is bold images. So that's the advantage of using the alt attribute when writing your HTML code, because it helps tells the visitor of the page what the image is all about. So next we'll be looking at the style attribute. The style attribute is used to style or to add styles to an element such as color, font, size, and a lot more. So we'll be picking the paragraph here. So we are going to be styling our paragraph. So I'm going to type style attribute. So I'm going to be giving this paragraph a color of green. So I'm going to type style, then I'm going to change the color. So I'm going to give it green. So let's save it and see the changes in our browser. So right here we are having the color of our paragraph in green. So that's how to style a text using the style attribute. Next we'll be looking at the language attribute. The language attribute sits inside the HTML tag, and it is used for specifying the language the web page is to be translated to. So if I want our web page to be translated to French, I'm going to simply type FR, and if I want the web page to be translated in Russia, I'm going to have RU, and if I want it to be translated in English, I'm going to have EN. Also, another important or interesting fact about this language attribute is you can specify the language for a specific country. So if I want the web page to be translated to English of the United States, then I'm going to put US. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to save it. Although we are not going to see much of a change here because our text is already in English. So next we'll be looking at the title attribute. So what is title attribute? The title attribute defines some extra information about an element. The value of the title attribute will be displayed as a tooltip when you move the mouse over the element. So let's go back to our Visual Studio Code. So I want the so I'm going to have the title attribute here. So I want the paragraph to have the value of I am a tooltip when the mouse is over the element. So I'm going to go over here and type title, then I'm going to type I am a tooltip. So this message will be displayed when the mouse is over the paragraph. So we're going to save this and see the changes we've made. So I'm going to go over here. So when I over here, so I'm going to have the message displayed I am a tooltip. So if you enjoyed this video, do not forget to comment, subscribe to this YouTube channel. See you next time. Thank you.